There. Welcome. I see we're inundated with members of the public wanting to have their say about the parking charges. So had there been any members of the public wanting to speak, I was going to bring that item forward, but we might as well just progress through the agenda as written now. Right. Just find a space to scribble. There we are. Apologies, please. Any apologies?
Yeah, we received apologies from Councillor Corbyn and Councillor Bayliss as well.
Hello, Victoria. I'm going to let Victoria settle down. It's all right, you get comfortable. No worries at all. Right, so we've had apologies. Now we're on public questions or statements.
No questions or statements are submitted by the public.
And councillor questions and statements.
No questions or statements submitted by councillors.
Fine. Minutes of previous meeting. Has everybody had a look at them? All happy with them? All right, everyone happy? Put your hand up. That's fine, thank you. Declarations of interest. Thank you. Article, sorry.
Do I need to declare any interest because I live in Devizes Road? There is application for 410 Devizes Road.
Okay, you're declaring interest on that?
Yep.
Okay. Perhaps you could remind us when we come to that item, so we should make sure I don't know what number it is offhand. Dispensations.
No dispensations were requested or granted.
Chair's announcements. Just to let you all know that Andy and I will be going on Wednesday to represent the council at the stakeholder workshop for the proposed development at the top of Harnham, at Coombe Road. And you're going as well, are you? Excellent, excellent. So we'll report back on that to the next meeting and let you know if anything's changed. I don't think I've got any other announcements. If I have, you'll have to forgive me and I'll come back to them. Right. Straight on to the planning applications then. And we'll start with Sarum Academy. Anyone want to speak on this one? There are quite a lot of comments, but in general they're fairly supportive, aren't they? Yeah. Anybody want to propose anything?
I work a lot with Sarum Academy. I work with a few of the children up there, and I was having a chat with the headmaster the other day, and he said it's a positive step. And I said, well, it is for everyone on the estate, because after the slow turn that came in when they first redid the school, when everyone went to Laverstock, it's nice to see that parents are now showing an interest to bring their children back that way.
That reminds me, there's one thing that I was reading in connection with the application for the south of Harnham site, which is that would be the designated secondary school, and it is literally the furthest point you could possibly be away from that school in Salisbury. and everyone's going to have to come down through the gyratory, which is extraordinary. I don't think they will. Personally, I think people probably opt to try and get into Burgate or Trafalgar. Anyway, I don't know who had their hand up first, sorry.
I'm just going to say, currently, Trafalgar is oversubscribed. They
Yeah.
have more students than they have spaces. I think they're on 650 spaces and they're on 700 and something children.
Right.
An awful lot come from Harnham, but the reason being is the transport, because they get on the bus and it's one stop over to Harnham.
Yes.
Or they go on to Burgate. Wyvern St Edmunds over at Laverstock, they've upped our numbers, or their numbers, but we're still on 1,365 plus at the moment, and we could still take about another 20, and that's across the school. So when you say there's 20 spaces, in fact, if they said, "Oh, we want to go into year 10," year 10 couldn't be full.
No, okay.
But Sarah Academy are currently hundreds under. So it's, the school has got to be filled from somewhere. But, the legal thing is, even though it is going to be a designated school, that doesn't mean that people will go there.
No.
It is still parental preference, and you do your first, second, third choice, and then you've got right of appeal. So it's, there's work to be done. And the buildings they've got already are incredible. So, they really want to make the most of them, and this may help with that.
Councillor Saddart.
Yeah, thank you. Notwithstanding the fact that obviously building the building, doesn't automatically make them come, the fact that it is a designated school for Harnham, leads me to two things. The transport, obviously you've mentioned cars and the gyratory. There's an issue of it'll take 2 buses to get there from West Harnham, for sure. And the third thing is, you're aware, other councils may not be quite so aware, the idea of having a second crossing for cyclists and walkers across the Churchfields from West Harnham, from the corner of Middle Street, across into Brunel Road in Churchfields. That's been registered through the Cycling Liaison Panel as one of the sort of background, potential projects. We'll get to it, when we've done everything else first, sort of thing. But if people are going to, try and get from Harnham to, effectively a senior school, then, people may well choose to cycle certainly in the older years. And, having to go the town path, which takes you that way, to go that way doesn't make sense when there's potentially another option to go a much more direct route. So I urge people to take note of that, given that we all seem to be pretty much on the same page about trying to promote active transport.
Thank you. Councillor Brown.
Thanks. I was just wondering whether we could propose that as a comment.
Yes, I'm sure we can. Who would like to put it into words? Sorry? Yes.
That's what I was just going to ask. How far away, how many miles is it? Because for a free bus pass, you need to be 3 miles away from the designated school. Would it be 3 miles?
Is that as the
by
crow
road?
flies or
No,
on the most?
no.
Twice as long via the crow flies to what it would take in a vehicle.
Yeah,
So you'd have to go the Wilton way
because
round.
there will be this. So some families would, I think, do you think, would get a free bus pass, which
Yes,
may.
they will, some will. Well, yes, some will.
Sorry, so I was just reading that with the highway department that obviously no development will happen until they actually develop a school travel plan. So know that it will happen. They also have to go through the local planning authority to request this, so all the buses and stuff should be falling into this.
Do we want to add anything on our own behalf about this? Yeah. Yeah. Well, if we said something like SCC echoes the comments of the Highways Department regarding the need for a travel plan, particularly in view of the distances some children will be travelling from the far south of Salisbury. Is that, can somebody second that for me? Councillor Hock? Okay, all in favour of that? Super, thank you. You got that word in? Yeah, right, okay. 4 miles, well, barking. Right. Next is Premier Inn in Pierce Way. This is the extra bedrooms. Do anybody want to express any thoughts on that one? There's already enough noise. Bins often get collected at 5 a.m. Bringing the buildings closer to the houses will mean more noise to a peaceful part of the estate. I had a look on a map when I read that comment, and I found it a little bit difficult to agree.
Also say they might not move the bins, like the bins will still probably stay in the same place, the noise is putting a bit.
Yeah.
I agree, yeah. I
Right.
think nothing to do with planning, but a classic, not in my backyard, so, you know.
Okay, all those in favour of support? Thank you very much. That's unanimous.
Support and no comment.
Support, I think, are we saying support? Yes, let's be positive. If we don't have a problem with it, let's be positive and support it. I'm desperately trying to find my own notes that I wrote here earlier on. Hopeless. So excuse me. Oh, there it is. Okay. St Edmunds, 37 Silver Street. Don't see any problem with that. All agreed? Okay. We'll call that no comment. 53B Salt Lane. Change of use and conversion of cafe to ground floor to a 1-bedroom flat. Retention of existing shop signage, etc. Everybody seen this one?
It's on a corner. It's clearly not doing very well.
Is this what was Councillor Hocking's cafe that was Matt and Tiggy's? Yeah. 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 Okay. Support. Right. Thank you, everybody. 37 Silver Street. Proposed formation of new first floor access. Alterations to existing shop front to accommodate new doorway. Councillor Hock. Yes. Not to allow any. Ah. Can you get Andrew Minting up? Oh yeah, highways. The site does not benefit from any off-street parking. However, it is close to facilities. There are a small number of on-street parking spaces nearby, controlled by the residents' parking scheme. I think we could just leave that and let it. It's going to be one extra car, if one at all, isn't it? I think it's only quite a small flat, isn't it?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. But don't you think in town centre, whole idea of people living in the town centre not to be using their cars? It's like we have a classic, another example coming up further down the line. You've got HMO, 6 apartment.
True.
We strictly say over the years, I've always advocated that yes, planning permission can go ahead, but no further permits to be awarded in the town centre.
It is very crowded along there already.
I think the St Edmunds resident would agree that no further permits should be allowed, although they can allow permission for granting for
What would you say then, Councillor Sadat? You don't. Well, I think if the Highways Department says they don't consider that the proposal would be detrimental to the local highway network, I think we just leave it to them. Councillor Brown.
I would say the former cafe owner probably parked there.
Using a Wiltshire Council member's parking permit. Councillor Hock, are you happy if we leave it to the Highways Department, that one? I do take your point that when you're going to have 6 bedrooms coming along further down the road there, it's...
So are you going to offer them, if they allow to apply for permits as well?
Wow. They haven't agreed to the HMO?
No, I'm just saying, so I mean, you can't do one,
Okay.
you can't say no for one, and let's do another.
Councillor Hogg is seeking consistency across the board with town centre residential planning applications. There's nothing wrong with asking that.
Several meetings in the planning, we've always said about the shop when there is a pharmacy in Lane, we've always encouraged them not to be permit to be and they accept it all the time. And I think this is what the only way they should be doing, space in the town centre.
Okay, I'm just going to ask the officer for some advice here. Andy, are we allowed to say we support this without, but it should be a without parking provision?
You can put, I must admit, the bit I don't see the link, I don't know if a planning bit to, it would surely be up to the actual residence parking scheme to, I don't know how that, I have to fully look into this more, but I don't know how that links to planning to say that a person is banned from having a parking permit. That would be up to the parking permit people. I don't know if that really links, but you can put the comment and I could look.
Well, it's different. I think when they're converting a whole load of buildings, we've certainly said before that they should be car-free developments, and Wiltshire have taken that line. But whether it's for us as a parish planning committee to say that, I'm not quite sure.
You can say.
Okay, right. Would you like to make a proposal then? Okay, Councillor Hock, if that's what you think, then I think could you please make a proposal?
We support the application, but we encourage no further permits to be allowed. No further permits to be awarded.
Do I have a seconder? I'm afraid that falls. So all those in favour of what we originally said, which was that we support the application as it stands? Okay, thank you. 37 Silver Street, proposed formation of new first floor access, alterations to existing shop front to accommodate new doorway. Councillor Charleston.
Yeah, they don't, at the moment, they don't, they're putting the doorway in, but they're not showing anything being built on the first floor, so. Yeah,
Well, I think the only access to the upstairs at the moment is through the shop, and they're presumably trying to not do that. Could be. No, I don't know.
no.
So we just have to take it on what we've got here. Can we see a picture? Have we got a picture?
So it's the shoe zone, that's where it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
I mean, the way they've put in the new front doesn't look domestic, because it's all glazed, but I don't know if it's going to be an office maybe, but again, yeah, they are assuming. Yeah. So you wonder if someone's gone in there to do something.
A couple of the other properties along there have office space above that they let out for kind of day use and longer term. So like above the hair extension cave and stuff like that, there's smaller businesses renting them out as office space.
I think the thing here is either do we think it looks awful or do we not?
Looks fine.
It's not very clear, is it? Yeah. I think my personal opinion is that we'd say yes, okay to this.
Yeah.
Does anybody disagree? Right, thank you. That's the support. Yeah. If it enables another business or another residential property to get into what must be an unused space, so much better. Right, 33 Catherine Street, change of use of upper floors from commercial to HMO 6-bedroom. Do you want to say anything about this, Councillor Hawke?
It's
Yeah.
a different one though. I don't agree. I don't agree with this one because it's 6 bedrooms. Yeah, it's 6 bedrooms, but it's only got 1 bathroom and 1 kitchen.
I looked at that and I was trying to count again, the writing is very small and I was
Yeah.
trying to read it as if it was 1 bedroom or 1 bathroom or 2 bathrooms.
No, it's only 1.
1 bathroom.
1 bathroom, 6 bedrooms, and only 1 kitchen. Because last time they put in one for they put in for 35. Saying that. This is where I'm getting a bit confused because they've also there's a HMO for 35 Catherine Street as well, which was a 10-bedroomed HMO, and I thought we rejected that one. And this is next door. So basically, it's looking like there's going to be 16-bedroom, almost HMO.
No, I don't think we've had any comments.
It's,
as
'cause it's
such.
all, I don't know if there's any other sort of residential around there. What's the public protection service? That's it.
I think there's revised plans though, so there's been more plans since this. This is, we're in February's, there's a new, there's a new bunch of.
Is it?
I think there is a plan that shows that where you could see the 2 versions together, isn't there? Just a minute, we're trying to get, there is an image somewhere we think where we've got the previous plan and the current plan next to each other. I'm trying to get that. So is it?
On left, that's the existing, on right, this is the proposed,
Yeah,
okay? That's
No
no
bathroom on that.
That's the second floor,
Floor.
and I'll get the first floor. Yeah.
Yeah. Two beds.
I think that's 2 bathrooms on the right there.
No.
Go there, look, I think there's 2 bathrooms. There's one either side of the
Is
stairs.
that bathroom or bedroom? I thought- Do they?
They do, yeah. This is what I was saying about the type size, it's ridiculous. So I think we've got 2 bathrooms there. So we've got 2 bathrooms for 6 bedrooms, but they're none on the top floor.
Where's the kitchen? Is it on the ground floor, is it? So where's the kitchen?
So that's the living
There it is.
kitchen.
Living dining, but where's yeah, that's dining, it's not, oh, kitchen as well, is it?
For 6 people.
That's terrible.
It's a bit of, it's worse than student accommodation. Unfortunately, if this committee supported the previous iteration of this scheme, we have to be careful what we say about what we object to. Councillor Brown.
Point of order, are we allowed, I mean, this, where in the policy? How they want to go about
Yes.
where in the policy does it tell us what's the present line? I mean, what is that ability to comment on the
It's overdevelopment, isn't it? Overdevelopment.
I've never seen in any plan what is required for.
But that's what, when we did the training, they were saying overdevelopment is one of the things. Yeah. Oh. But I would class that as, I would class 6 people or 6 bedrooms for 1 small kitchen. to be
And no
overdeveloped.
upstairs, no top floor bathroom.
Possibly.
I think we could argue that this is overdevelopment. My concern is that apparently we supported it when it came through before.
This is the bit I'm confused of, because
Caroline said she thought we objected to it.
Well, it must be in the comments. Why don't you look on the comments, Andy?
so when, was this comments last year?
It'll be in the comments of this one, because Louis, I see, we did support this application. Article. Hang on, one at a time.
So the question is, are we allowed to not agree or say disapprove of this application due to bathroom? Or, I mean, the only thing we can object to is overdevelopment. And I don't think we can object due to lesser bathroom. Or are we allowed to do that? That is the question I've asked you. Because there is a fine line between what we can say no to and what we can say yes to. We can certainly object due to overdevelopment, but the bathroom issue, I'm not quite sure. We might rule saying 6 bedrooms.
I don't know the rule. I've spent the afternoon catching up on the planning training from last week, which I couldn't get to. I'm only halfway through it.
So I've just Google Gemini this, which obviously, what we all know, it can get things wrong, but basically what it has said is that it's not overdevelopment, and in fact, 2 bathrooms for 6 bedrooms is the standard industry benchmark for HMOs. If it goes above 6 occupants, then it has to go to sui generis, which requires full planning applications, stricter building codes and things. The fact that it's 6.
So it's the fact that it's all definitely going to be single people in each bedroom.
Well, yeah, it's 6 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's essentially what it said here.
So if one of those blokes brings his other half home for the night, then we're over the limit, aren't we?
Are they being marketed as double bedrooms?
We don't know.
Well, I'll ask it. Stand by.
They tend to put double bedrooms in for adults anyway. What? See what?
It's a 6-bedroom planning wise, it's also, or is it, it's normal? It's cheap,
Just
it's
while
cheap rent.
Councillor Suddard's looking this up, I do struggle with what is the actual definition of overdevelopment, not just for this application, because everything else.
Yeah.
But we know that it's a thing and we can say this is overdevelopment. But I wish there was a national.
Hard,
definition.
fast rule,
Yeah,
standard,
because even
yes.
what we're looking at with
Yes,
industry standards, well, they've set it for themselves.
yeah.
It's with the planning framework, everything is left to interpretation in planning, I can tell you that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the idea of having 4 bedrooms on one floor with no bathroom on that floor. I consider that to be not good planning. But, yes,
So for double occupancy, the minimum bedroom size is 10.22 square metres. So that's one of the things, which presumably it won't say on the plan whether it's what the square meterage is. If the owner tries to double up rooms that are between 6.5, which is the minimum for one, and 10.2, which is the minimum for two, they are committing a criminal offence under the Housing Act 2024, 2004.
Maybe we ask for more detail.
So I think we could put approved so long as no bedrooms are double occupancy. Because if
And
it's
could
more
we-
than if it's more
Yeah.
than 6, then they need to have 3 bathrooms.
do you want to say anything about the amount of communal accommodation in that kitchen, bathroom for that number of people? But in the kitchen diner, rather. It's difficult when we seem to support it before, isn't it? But we don't want to get ourselves cornered so that we have to approve other crowded developments.
Or we have to say the
Yeah.
size, we have to meet the size of a single, not a double.
Well, presumably it's up to Wiltshire Council to stipulate that. It must be up to Wiltshire Council to stipulate that, you would think.
Well, I think if we kept it simple and say approved so long as, occupancy is restricted to 6 people.
So who's going to monitor the occupancy?
Well, it's against the law, isn't it? So,
But it's not up to us to apply the law, is it? It's up to Wiltshire Council.
Chairman, for me, I would say that we've supported previously, but we can just say we are concerned about lack of bathrooms. That's all we can highlight.
About lack of,
Lack of bathrooms.
We can't.
They fit two, and two's enough for 6 people, so that will satisfy that.
We can just air our view, our concern, but, because we haven't done it previously. That's all we can do.
I don't know.
So why does it come back?
Because they've changed the layouts.
Because, if you look, I just quickly looked back at the previous minutes, they hadn't, in the last set of, in the last application, they hadn't submitted detailed plans for the second floor. And in the comments, it said that they wouldn't go with it until, so they've been asked to submit those second floor plans. And also, if you look at the original one that came through in February, the description of it was very, very much more vague than it is now. It literally said conversion of commercial to a HMO with the addition of 1 bedroom. But of course, it's been amended since then, so I can't see what it said back then. I can just see the headline of what it said. That's what we've got in the minutes.
Could we say something like,
A couple of those top floors are quite big bedrooms.
SCC supports the principle of HMO use for this property, but is concerned about the density?
Concerned about the occupancy versus bathroom ratio.
And communal space.
Yeah, and communal space.
Can we say that, Andy?
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean, you can
let's do
put it,
that.
yeah.
Everybody happy if we say something? Right. SCC supports the principle of this property being used as an HMO, but is concerned about the density and the limited communal space.
Well, I would use occupancy rather than density, because that talks about as in, and then brackets people, not bedrooms.
Oh, let's have a look at that.
Yeah, That's what I was just looking at. The
So
top
top two
floors,
are pretty
11,
big.
11 square meters, 18,
So
19.
they're all big enough for two.
They're all doubles,
They're all doubles.
so they
Yeah.
can't do it
So that's going to be tons of people.
then. 12.
Well, if everything's a double, it's 12.
amount
But
goes.
And that's illegal.
the ones on the first floor look as though they might be a
Okay,
bit
well,
small.
How about our comment is, we have concerns about the occupancy, et cetera, ratio of the communal space, and would like to ensure that the guidelines therefore are followed. In other words, the guidelines which do say what's illegal and what isn't.
There's
yes,
another bathroom
happy
there.
with that.
Yeah.
Sorry, you've got all that.
I think we just need to make clear the occupancy refers to people and not bedrooms,
Number of occupants. No, it's the number of occupants, isn't it?
number of potential occupants.
Yes. It is, it's very pokey for 12 people to share that kitchen. It'd be quite dodgy, wouldn't it, really? Anyway, okay, I think the officers have got that. They understand what we're saying. Shall we move on? Right. Oh, hang on a minute. Turn over. Adjacent to the Church Hall Waters Meet. Demolition of prefab double garage, construction of single garage, and traditional material on same footprint. Anyone got any thoughts on that one? I think it's okay. All support? Right, thank you. That's that little batch. So this is, sorry, I'm just scribbling my own notes for reference for when I come to look at the minutes later. Right, on to the next batch then. We've got routine applications by ward, 7 Sunny Hill Road. Any comments? No comment? No comment. 80 Downs Way. There was a complaint about this one, wasn't there? Something about the roof height overshadowing the neighbour.
Apologies.
There we are. Does everybody see that? So the neighbour is saying that from the, they have a dormer window and they'd be able to see into the kitchen of this extension through the roof lights. And they are concerned about the height of the roof basically overshadowing their property and cutting out a lot of light.
It is loss of light, Chairman, when they see the potential ground, and I would, as the ward councillor, I would support it. I would say I agree with the comment from the residents that way. So
It's a didn't.
that would be my position.
The block plan doesn't look too bad. I mean, I hadn't looked at it closely before
Yeah.
this.
So this is the existing, okay?
Yeah.
And that's the proposed. So it looks like this part here.
If you go to the
Yeah.
location plan,
I got location.
I mean, there's a future location plan, I think. There's another one.
Is
I
there?
think it's the
What's
proposed,
the other one?
proposed plan, maybe, I think.
That one here?
Try that.
Block plan, that's it.
No.
No, there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is, yeah.
I mean, it's,
that on there. We don't know the residence number, so.
well, it's the
Yeah.
adjoining property that is complaining that
This
the other
one?
semi, yes. Is it? Was it that one?
Yes, they've already got an extension.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about. It's going to impact their extension.
Yeah, I think.
No, hang on.
Yeah. It's the height, isn't it?
It's
that
the
they're more
height.
concerned about.
I mean, if it's a case of looking into a skylight, is there something about having one of the skylights frosted?
I don't know. I wouldn't, I've got skylights in my kitchen and I have an extension and I wouldn't want next door to be able to look through my roof all the time, see what I was doing.
It seems to
But
be taken
generally,
away.
they
It
look
seems to be taking
through
away a
skylights.
garage.
Skylights are just providing
This is
light.
the garage, they're deleting it, they're going to be further into their building.
They're saying they're going to have a loss of light themselves. They're-
Yes.
Yes, this bit, this is what they're saying, this bit. It's quite tucked into the building too, that's not creating too much.
Which way is
of
the
a-
orientation? Which way is the sun go?
That's
Sorry, I
what,
can't hear you, Councillor
Yeah.
Saddard.
So which way does the sun go? Which way is north?
that's what's frustrating me, I can't see on this. I don't know what that bit means.
Right, one at a time. Councillor Hall. Oh, yeah, we haven't approved it, so, yeah.
That's recorded.
Okay. How about we say, SCC notes the neighbour's objection regarding loss of light? Can we all agree on that? We are noting it, and then we're leaving it up to the professional planners to assess it. Can we say that, please, folks? Then it shows that we've taken the residents' concerns into account. Short of going up there and climbing about ourselves, that's about as much as we can do. You happy with that, Councillor Hall? Okay, thank you.
We have to do a vote, it's a recorded vote, I need to get a vote.
Did you want that recorded, or are you happy if we all agree with that? Everybody's agreed, that's
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
Thank you. Right, yes. 410 Devizes Road, removal of conservatory and construction of two-storey extension.
That's not in St Francis. Downswell,
Which, that was Downsway, was that bungalow just now? Yeah. No, Devizes Road one is quite a sort of modern house, squarish modern house, I remember from the image. No,
No.
I don't see a problem with this one, really.
Looks fine to me.
Is everybody content with no comment on Devizes Road?
Yeah.
Thank you. Dorset Road, 27 Dorset Road, new garage. Any comments, anybody? Anybody want to say anything? No comment then. All agreed, no comment?
Yeah.
Thank you. 12 Wordsworth Road, proposed loft conversion and alterations. I think that was all right. I haven't written anything down for that one. Councillor Bolwell, you've got Councillor Corbyn's notes, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got-
Oh, you've got them, sorry. Just make sure that you bring any of them to our attention if she's made any comments. I did look at them, but it was some time ago. Okay, I think we're all okay with that one. Nobody seems exercised about that, so that's a no comment too. 19 Anderson Road, two-storey and single-storey re-extensions and associated works. Is it? Okay. So shall we support that one? Support that one then. Byways House, 31 Fowler's Road. This is like a sort of long extension, isn't it? But is this a care home? I was trying to, I couldn't make it out.
It was a hotel.
Yes.
Now they let the back for long-term lets.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's like a guest house.
It's a guest house. It's sort of people who come for.
okay, right, okay. Anybody got any comments on this one? Plenty of space, yes. Okay, we'll support that one then. Right.
Just pay attention, Chairman, don't get the matter. One of the tenants, it's in the wrong ward.
Sure, it's in the wrong ward.
Yes, it is. I'll amend it on the minutes.
Thank you. Thanks, councillor Hock. Right. Next one, 31 Lovett Green, Salisbury, rear extension. Didn't see a problem with it. Yeah.
All looks fine, there's no objections. Plenty of room again in the garden.
Yeah.
Like a ground extension, it seems to be like that. First wall extension, it's like the opposite.
I'm sure they'll think it looks lovely.
Yeah, there's no comment.
No.
There are no comments. No.
Okay, are we proposing no comment for that one? Right, okay. Number 13 Anderson Road, single-storey rear extension. Yeah, no comment. Okay. All members content with that, councillor Hock? Are all members content with no comment on number 13 Anderson Road? Thank you. Right. Right. Number 1 Heath Road, variation of condition and wording of overnight. Oh, there's objections to this one. We had something for this address come through to us previously, didn't we? Because I remember wondering what advertising land was, and it was this piece of spare space, and apparently spare space next to it. Do you know this one, Councillor Bolwell? Got something to say? Neighbours not happy. Why is that? Well, I think, is there some stipulation that it can only be used as overnight accommodation in conjunction with the use of the main house, isn't there? So it's not like an Airbnb. So that's not what the neighbours are worried about. So why are the neighbours now? Yeah.
Can we read the comment?
Yes. Yeah. Can you make it any bigger, Andy? Can you read that, folks? So it already has a garage, which cars never use. So why can't they turn that into the double garage? So there's obviously an element of sort of not quite sure about the motivation. An additional building, parking would be seriously affected on the main road. That should be, shouldn't it? It would reduce the amount of parking space for other people along that road. If the new structure was to be approved, what would happen to the existing garage? A two-storey garage building is not a correct feature. Councillor Hock.
Yes, Chairman, I think I agree with the neighbour's comment, because they're just testing the waters, so once that comes through, they'll put another application for further development, so I think I would object simply of the objection from the neighbours.
Okay, do you want to see the other neighbour's objection, which was below it? There we are. Highway safety, visibility displays for drivers exiting nearby properties, hazardous manoeuvres, detrimental to the street scene, yeah, overbearing impact. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, the parking's just round the corner, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I saw that on the street view. I think the existing garage is just at the back of the house, isn't it? Am I right, Jenny? Is there a photo? No, you can get it on street view, but you've got to take the street view around the corner. It's awkward to see clearly. Have you got it on street view there, Councillor Saddad? Mandy, can you get it on street view? Let's see if we can get it on street view here. Excuse me, eating sweeties. I'm going to keep coughing, otherwise I still can't shake off this cough properly. Ah.
How is it? Sorry.
It's frustrating, this planning lark, isn't it, with the computer? Very frustrating. There we are. Here we are, folks. Look. So the current garage is up near the house, but the proposal is to put it further away on what? They have already got a garage.
There's a single garage.
They've got a single garage there now, and they're wanting to build a double one a bit further down.
The only point of that, surely, that if they've got a double garage and they use that, there's less cars on the street if they've already got a drop curb. Because there is a car up there. I know this is Google, but if they're having a problem parking, they're parking on the street. If you have one drop curb, that's less than two cars. But again, the argument is they don't use the garage, which we can't get into that. It's by the looks of it, there looks like whether that's the garage and that's the drop curb there. They're moving it further away from the junction. But I don't know if that is an actual drop curb there. Can't tell from. Maybe I can drop from there. No, which side is it?
Yeah, that's no.
So yeah, with this pixelated, there's a drop curb there. It's whether I'd assume that the drop curb would be moved up into this area. It kind of looks like quite strange. Because if we look at the planning, where's it proposed, this side plan? because that's where so that bit of land there, let's assume be
Yeah,
theirs.
it's what that piece of grass there, what they we're calling advertising land the last time this plot came up.
Oh, I see. They're going to put it,
On the grass there.
yeah. So they got their drive there, but it'll be through this bit here to,
Right.
and they're
What do we
taking
think,
away.
folks? It's not even going to be, yeah, no. I do know of someone, I won't say him, who got a thing through like this through by calling the room above the garage an apple store when they had no apple trees and no agricultural land. And it ended up being a kind of sort of bar, sort of hangout for dad, you know.
Than the existing garage, but it's not.
But if they're going to put the drop curb, a double drop curb there to get onto it, are they then going to raise the other one? Because, so then we're going to end up with the whole thing as a drop curb and no parking.
That would be lots of parking as well. That would be lots of parking in Device Road. Yeah. Chairman, they're just testing the water and they're going to do something afterwards. So I think my personal view would be we go along with the residents' objection.
Right, a proposal, someone? Councillor Hott, you've made a proposal.
I propose we object to the application subject to the residents.
Object for the reasons raised by the neighbours in their objections. Object for drop curbs, loss of more parking space. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Sorry, can you speak up? I'm really struggling with it.
Say just, we agree with Mr. Catlow's objection, because basically what he's saying, we don't need to sort of reword it, do we? We sort of agree with what he says.
Okay, so we're going to say that we support the objections of the neighbour, of Mr. Catlow, the neighbour. Yeah? Is everybody happy with that?
Councillor Annie, can we please also include the bit about we're concerned about adding yet more drop curb and therefore losing resident
Yes,
parking?
concerned about adding more dropped curbs.
He's a lovely man, but not when he collars me in the spa shop. He wouldn't let me go. I was trying to get
All in
him.
favour?
Yes.
Just said, yeah, well done. Right, 64 Wellington Way, installation of, is that an air source heat pump? I think it is. I'll have to look it up, and I think that's what, the only thing I can find there. Yeah. We don't mind that, do we?
Do you need planning for
Noise
that?
is the only thing, isn't it, from some people's point of view, they say.
You've still got a plan for him.
Do you?
Yeah,
Have we got any objections?
That's a really good one coming out now.
yeah.
No comment?
No comment,
No
yeah.
comment. 6 Coronation Road, single-storey side extension and associated work. No comment on that one?
No, I've got nothing.
Okay. 35 Salem Close, change of use of garden cabin to home-based appointment only massage therapy business.
This came through, like, I'm sure we've seen this one last time.
I saw it in the journal.
Anyone have
Oh,
any-
yes, no, we supported it last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, again, if it's come out.
So when these come back, there would be, if you look here, and you go document date, there's been extra planning. Yes, so that's where you know, when you can always see these, there's extra stuff they've revised from it. So yeah, we commented it in January. Obviously, it's come back with whatever's in these four. Yeah. So they've done some revision that they needed to redo the plan.
Right. I think we're in favour, are we? We supported it last time. Yeah. All in favour? Thank you. Paxton Business Centre, Whittle Road, temporary change of use to an alternative provision educational facility. Anybody? No comment. Right, thank you. Right, it's Netherhampton Road, certificate of lawfulness. I think, well, they've done it now, haven't they? So there's not much we can do about it. I think no comment.
Yeah, you said they've already done it, so.
119 Netherhampton Road, lot conversion to create a fourth bedroom as per the neighbouring property. I didn't have any problem with that. Councillor Suddles, did you have any problem with that? No. All in favour?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Bullard. 18 Limekiln Way, single storey side extension and bay window to the front.
I would say in my ward it looks fine, and there are no comments, and I can walk past it.
All in favour? Thank you. Fairlands, Coombe Road, loft conversion with roof lights, side facing flat roof dormer.
This one, they're saying there don't seem to be obtrusive, nobody's commented.
Okay, no comment, anybody?
Yeah.
Happy with no comment? Right, 1A Church House, internal alterations to the existing first floor flat.
It's just eternal.
Yeah. No comment?
No.
And then we're on to trees. Does anybody, I'm going to take them on block unless anybody wants to raise any particular thing with the tree. I didn't see anything to cause me concern. Sorry? Oh, sorry, I didn't see that.
It was just a quick one. In the planning tree, the first one, I was asking about trees, because of course I only would have planned, and the city council is very in favour of planting of trees. And I raised that when we choose to fell a tree, or not ask them to plant a tree. I can't actually remember what he said.
You said there wasn't anything, but it would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Basically, is what the way he put it.
I quite like this, what he said. If you're going to take a tree out, I'd like to plant a tree instead, plant another tree somewhere, and therefore maintain it. That's what all of them do.
That, so yeah, we got NDP, but that's more major developments. To have someone like a counter at a tree that could be dying to then request them to plant a tree that doesn't really cover anything like that. You could, if you want, request. I haven't heard of that in that sense, but yeah, our NDP focus on bigger developments. If they've got a big development, we'll cut the trees down and put a new one in. I haven't heard it on a personal level for just one tree.
I think we might need to have it as a policy, rather than just the, which you might want to think about and talk to the officers about. Councillor Sutter.
My only worry on that
My only worry on that is, generally, if you've got quite a lot of trees, or a few trees, shall we say, and you want to fell one, the chances are that all the other ones have grown bigger anyway. Therefore, they are doing more for the environment than they were when they were little trees. And asking people to always plant another tree, means that you can end up with a garden that's just over-treed. Because, trees get bigger. I mean,
I might argue that they don't need to be in your garden, they just need to be somewhere in the city. I'm sure that the council just didn't say that. But I think, frankly, folks, I think that's a policy thing that the administration needs to go and think about, not for now. Okay. Right. So
I just say that as somebody who suffers from neighbours that have got massive trees and they just don't do anything about them.
okay, Robbie, if any individual tree applications there that anyone wants to do or say anything about?
No.
Okay, we take it that they're all comment then. Moving on. No business is. I can't put it somewhere, hang on. I can't find the new business paper, just bear with me, folks. Oh. Here we go. I don't appear to have the late business today. I'm not sure.
I've got it on the screen here, so I can read out if you want. Oh, yeah.
Right. 42 Harbour Road, anybody?
No issues.
No comments on that one. You say that one, okay.
Other than all the houses in the street are the same, pretty much. All the bungalows along there are the same.
Caroline said that she thought others had similar in that road.
Yeah, next door.
That's fine, then, no comment. Comment or support, which one do you want to support that one, then comment. Right, 14 Bishop Down Road, erection of brick summer house to rear of dwelling house.
How big is it?
Any comments, anyone? No. Okay. Right, should we say no comment on that one?
Yeah.
Thank you. 16 Saddle Drive, erection of a single detached garage. All right with that? No comment?
No comment.
Sorry, Andy, trying to keep up. How many more? I can't see. Look at that.
Well, so you got- that's it.
Sorted place. Application for
Trees.
rolling consent to keep trimming back a yew tree up to a maximum of 3 times in 10 years. I was interested in this one because I took my dog to the vet's next door to this row of trees. And was enchanted to hear a gold crest singing in them. Right in the middle of Salisbury, who would have believed it? And they gold crests do like you. So, just the other day, so up to a maximum of 3 times in 10 years, it seems reasonable. It's in a very crowded residential area and they've got to keep them under control. And presumably they'll know to do it at the right time of year.
Mm.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. 40 Avenue, Fell Horse Chestnut Tree Stump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have you that. Yeah. Monterey cypress and a magnolia. I had a look at pictures of those. They didn't look particularly impressive, and one of them was growing right into the wall of the house. Yeah. Virtually, so I think that's all right. Right. Street trading application for last code. More organised. Street trading application for Larco.
This one.
I think we do need to be monitoring
Yeah.
what's going on in the high street because it's got.
Anybody got anything to say about this? It
Yeah.
does look,
I've had a look, and basically, there's the photo there.
yeah.
But what they want to put a wagon on there, which looks like a UPS, one of the American UPS vehicles. So a big box van. It's just not going to look right on the.
Not a looker.
It's not a look. I don't think on the high street.
Yes, councillor Ryder.
My concern is that the high street is getting very cluttered, and I had a very nice lunch from Fig and Fox on Saturday, and overheard people commenting this is a walkway because people were struggling to walk. There's Sunda, then there's another cafe. I can't remember what that one is. That one seems to have loads of seating. They go all across Halifax. Then it's Fig and Fox. Then there's Tinga, and their tables and chairs are out all the time. Then there's BTP. Now this. So we've reduced the walkway considerably in the summer months anyway, which is lovely. Cafe culture, lovely, lovely, lovely. But I don't know how well monitored the seating is. I know there was an issue between Fig and Fox and Cafe Aroma or whatever it's called about the sharing of space, but I don't know how we monitor it.
Okay, I gather we have some officer comments that will. This.
So we passed this over to the head of business and also to the street scene team. And they've raised concerns about the proximity to public seating. Obviously, you can see where the bench is, which raises concerns about obstruction, reduced accessibility and the potential impact on the public's ability to comfortably use that seating area, and also hygiene considerations given the closeness to food preparation. There's also some concerns been raised about waste management and littering, significant concerns regarding the generation of waste and the potential for littering in the surrounding areas. Clarification was required on how the waste generated by the business will be managed and disposed of, what measures will be put in place to prevent littering by customers, and whether additional bins will be provided and maintained by the operator. And then further concerns around the storage of waste, because obviously that raises concerns around the public health and hygiene, the attraction of pests, and the visual impact on our street scene. Odour and impact on nearby businesses. It's located directly outside an existing business, and a concern that odours from the cooking may negatively impact the immunity of the neighbouring businesses and cause nuisance to customers and staff in the immediate vicinity. And finally, that the fact that it's located on a public highway, both pedestrian and cycle use. And the proposed site is situated on a public highway used by both pedestrian and cyclists, which raises safety and accessibility concerns, including potential obstruction of pedestrian and cycle flow, increased risk of conflict between users, and compliance with highway safety and accessibility standards.
I think this is something tricky on me because I feel sorry for these people because they've had a fire and they're trying to rebuild everything while they rebuild the premises. And so it'd be a shame if they can't go somewhere. I beg your pardon.
Sorry, is it a temporary thing then?
No, this is for a permanent license.
I thought it was for a year. Yeah, it's until the shop's repaired.
Just to go, the application is for a permanent yearly based one. So I know that, I don't know that the information on there is for a year.
So could I just, so when up at the, the airfield, when the hangar was mysteriously burnt down, the cafe that operated there, then they went into temporary accommodation until, they could get the cafe, back to a more permanent thing. I mean, the idea of giving these people a lifeline with a temporary thing, I'm more sympathetic to. I don't like having it where it is. If Waterstones was a restaurant and they were wanting to have chairs outside, you could sort of see it, but having something that's kind of separate there, maybe we could just think of I mean, are there other options? You know, there's plenty of, you know, other spaces empty around Salisbury. You know, presumably they get, if it burned, presumably they're getting some insurance money. Is there not another option we could point them towards, which is, you know, take up space in one of the existing things?
Before there was people when they wanted to have wagons on, food wagons on places like, you know, further along the bridge on Bishton Street. And the answer to Salisbury City Council tends to be no, which is, I do feel sorry for these people. If we could give them a temporary permission, I wouldn't object, although it's not a thing of beauty. And it is in a slightly awkward place because you've got people crossing across there, haven't you, diagonally. In fact, that's presumably where the access to the converted Woolworths is eventually going to go through, when and if that happens. But as a temporary measure to help a local business in trouble, I would swallow my concerns and support it, you know, with all the relevant roundaboutness that you need to make sure that it was managed responsibly. But that's just me. Councillor Charleston.
Chair, I think I could support in that, but I completely agree with you. I very much involved with this business, and I wonder if we could put me towards our head office and we could think of different locations in the city. But I think we've got to respect our officers here and their thoughts on cleanliness and concerns. When it comes to actually monitoring of the tables and everything on the high street, I remember this coming up a few years ago, because of course we police the market square very, very closely, but that space is Wiltshire's and they do not monitor it at all. It's a free for all, and they also don't charge for it, so you have to rent our space by the meter, whereas anywhere else in the city you can do what you like, basically. And so it does become very difficult, but I would suggest that is not the right spot for it. But I would encourage them definitely to talk to our team about another spot.
Article.
I agree with Councillor Charleston and Councillor Ryder, the point they made. It is a high street, it needs to be very clear, and I think by having one of them, we are setting precedents for the future as well, and that cannot happen.
That's true. Okay, let's have a proposal then, someone. Pardon? Okay, so we should say we object to drawing notice to our officers' comments.
Yes, and put in that we encourage them to talk to our.
Yes. Yes, we encourage them to talk to our head of business
I mean, we've got an ice
on
cream
for another
van
street
right
site.
I can't need go next to that.
They do already have a weekend stall on there.
Marketplace on a Saturday, aren't they?
Chairman, I think we should word it very nicely as well, so that,
I think you should say something about we have every sympathy for this. It's going through a difficult time due to the fire. We need to say something like that.
and there is other spaces where they can collect it.
Just so you know, this isn't like a normal planning tool. It's not going onto a planning portal. This is us talking to Wiltshire Council, Paul Ince license. So this isn't like a public portal. It's our comments to Wiltshire Council about this permanent bit. Because like I said, even in this, I know it's temporary, no, but this application is just on a permanent annual residence. It doesn't mention about it's only on a temporary basis on the application. This is why it's a yearly. It says we'll be launching our own sushi burrito business, but we do have their email there, so I can ask Matt Hine to contact, because there is a contact on there.
I think we should do that and see if there's any other way we can help them re-establish to get over this difficult period.
Are we happy with SCC objects drawing notice to the SCC officers' concerns, but would encourage the owners to speak to the head of business to identify a more appropriate location so the business can be supported?
Yes, thank you. Excellent. Right. That's that one. What's next? Planting for land south of Netherhampton Road. Well, if anybody can make head or tail of that, you're a better man than I am. I mean, it's just illegible.
So this was sent through to us because it was based on comments that were made by SCC asking for revision of planting originally. When, I don't know. She didn't give me that information.
And what were the revisions of planting that we asked for? Do you want to?
I've been on holiday, I've not seen, but I do remember this was one where I started to apply the NDP, and this is very much about, they said there is a tree plan, which they did not have the tree plans, and this was also about the replacement, if this is the one, but I do remember a comment which we put through the NDP for a proper tree plan, because they said they're planting trees, but never actually provided a plan, so that's them giving us a plan.
The only information I have is that they're sending the new plans, revised plans directly to SCC to confirm whether revisions have addressed the comments on behalf of Salisbury Area Green Space Partnership, which were included with the SCC and landscaping comments. But she hasn't provided me with a link to the previous one to be able to identify what those comments are, I'm afraid.
I'm pretty sure on this. Sorry, I'm pretty sure on this that there won't be like a deadline time, so I can look into this more and email.
To the Green Space Partnership and find
Yeah.
out whether they're happy with it, because I tend to take my lead from them with regards to species of trees anyway. Because that's what
I'm happy.
They have given us a deadline
Yeah, what's that?
tomorrow.
Okay.
I had to extend it because they wanted it last Friday, so I asked for it to be extended to come to this meeting.
Is it in the planning pool, or is that their deadline? Can I just ask?
we haven't had any time to consult anybody who knows about these things, have we? I think it's the question of what the planting plan, what kinds of things they're using, whether they're appropriate in a semi-rural setting, semi-rural. You know, whether they're native trees, whether they contribute anything to the biodiversity of the area and to habitats and all that. It's that kind of thing. And the people who know about that are Salisbury Area Green Space Partnership, who do an enormous amount of work. But I haven't heard anything from them to suggest that they've even received this.
Sent through to Nicola Lipscomb.
Yeah.
That's, I believe so, yes.
Okay. I think we can leave it to the Lipscombs then. I don't think we can add anything sensible at this late stage. Councillor Brown.
I wonder, I mean, this, as we've been doing our training, this is something close to my heart. Is that not just for this development, but all the other ones that are falling on us, especially where in our policies, the national, our local plan, our neighbourhood plan, there's nothing that says we've got a sort of tree policy, that's lovely, but there's nothing in the planning framework.
Yeah, there is in the NDP to replace trees and taken down. There is, yeah, 100%, yeah. Yeah, I can email it to you if you want. Yeah, okay.
Andy's in the process of preparing a sort of potted version of all of our policies so that we can have them handy for quick reference, aren't we? Because I've forgotten half of what it says myself.
Because what I would say is that the new development surgery, in my ward, I don't see a tree anywhere.
I think the trouble with this one was that it came in a funny sort of way. It was, the land was allocated, so we didn't get a kind of early in on the discussions about how it was going to be laid out and how it was, because it was a core policy allocation. We didn't get consulted in the first place, really. And I think we were playing catch up. You know, we just had a blanket objection to the whole site. And after that, nobody said, well, what would you like to see ever at any point?
Just a suggestion. I mean, maybe we can phrase, we welcome a tree or planting policy being provided. We need time to, consult with experts who can review it.
Yeah, all right, Andrew, that's good. Ideally, it would be provided in a more legible form. Because how can, I don't know who could read that on their computer. Well, I tried. And it's on the wonk anyway. I get so cross with this stuff. Anyway, I think we desperately need the input of the Green Space Partnership on this.
Are you happy? Are you happy with SEC welcomes a tree planting policy being provided, but require additional time to consult with experts to ensure it meets the concerns raised previously?
Including Green Space Partnership. And then we need to get in touch with them and ask them if they're happy with it, which I very much doubt they will be. Well, they're pretty expert. So, and then if as a council, if we could, if the officers could contact Salisbury Area Green Space Partnership and ask them their view of it, that would be really helpful. Thank you. Right, licensing application for Victoria Park. Oh, this is a
Yeah, this is just for some concert, I think.
Is it Salisbury Live?
I think it's just one day in July or something,
July, yeah.
from 2 o'clock till 11 o'clock or something.
Yeah. It's a shame we haven't got Councillor Wells here because he dealt with residents who were concerned about that last time, didn't he, Sharon? I think. Have you had any?
I haven't received an email either from any residents unless you have. No.
Well, it's one day. Yeah, I think we say support that. Right. What else have we got? Highways improvement form for College Street. Anybody want speaking to this one? Highways improvement request form College Street.
I had a look, but I couldn't quite work out where they're saying. I don't know if they mean the turning where, I call it the old swimming pool.
Yeah, that's the one. That is.
If people were heading back up Wyndham Road,
Up
towards the Ring
they're
Road.
going back up College Street up to Escort, aren't they?
Is it College Street?
Yeah, yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I couldn't quite work out where they were
It's one-way
saying.
street.
Yeah, I couldn't work out where they wanted the signage.
I didn't even know that was
Oh God, you're one of the problems.
Oh no, because it sends you round up St Mark's or something like that, doesn't it? Yeah. How do we feel about this then, guys? As it's a wide junction, I'm not convinced just red no entry signs would be enough. Painted road markings would make them feel more effective. Oh, sorry? Okay. No right, yeah, just using the right turn sign, yeah. Okay. So you're there. So they're coming out of there and turning right when they shouldn't. They need to go left. And there's an arrow. Look, there's an arrow pointing. So it needs to say on the carriageway, this is what the person is saying, it needs to have painted on the carriageway, no right turn. Well, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, support that. Yeah. Is that it? Oh, my word. Parking charges. Can you get Mark's thing up? Parking charges, chaps. Parking charges. I know we're all getting a bit DMOP happy, but this is really, really important, isn't it?
So Chairman, the letter we have in front of us, so this is the one which will be sent on our behalf, is it?
Yes, we are charged with, as a committee, with agreeing a response from Salisbury City Council, the whole council, to the parking charges consultation. As you can see, Mark Reed, before he left, very kindly roughed up a sort of thoughts for us.
Suddard's has got his hand up too. Councillor Suddard's.
Yes.
So I like everything that's in it. I just think that one thing is missing and perhaps should be added. Because when we go into our recommendations, 5A, A, B, C, etc., the only thing I don't think it covers in that is we want Salisbury charges to be more harmonious with the charges in the other major towns across Wiltshire. And we should, and it should be, there should be a, not necessarily an overnight harmonisation, but a, gradual, harmonisation over, say, 3 years.
No, I think it should be overnight.
Well, ideally overnight, but, they're not going to reduce our charges, are they? But it's a case of, either holding them down or what have you.
So what you're arguing with is the actual principle.
Well, we cover, yeah, so we cover the aspirations, but, the fact that we don't want, the 7 till 7, we don't want Sunday, and equally, we don't want Sunday increases, and we don't want Sunday to be sort of charged by the hour. But what we don't really say is, the principle should be that we're not overcharged compared with the other, large towns in Wiltshire.
Right, I'm just going to make some notes as we go, so you'll just have to bear with me. The principle of not overcharging us in comparison with the rest of Wiltshire. Okay, Councillor Charleston.
I'm quite comfortable that this committee makes a statement, but I'm not comfortable this is the first time we've seen this. We have no need for constitutional votes and go and address this.
You haven't got a full council.
There are some reports that have
I don't believe we have. I think this has come to us. This has just come to us to deal with now. Councillor Ryder, you were next.
I would like to see something in here as well, probably in one, where we talk about our parks, car parks are being used because people can't afford the car parking prices already. And my concern is they're going to be used even more. If you Google free car parking in Salisbury, the first one that comes up is Victoria Park.
Yeah. Okay, I'm making a note of that, so that's point 1. Councillor Hart.
Thank you. I support what Mr. Sarah said. I think in fairness, let's be a plain field. We're going to harmonise it, then it should be aligned with every other city in Wiltshire. Because when we talk about in Trowbridge, they look or speak collectively, everyone. But I often see when it comes to parking matters, Salisbury are singled out. So if we're going to talk about harmonizing, it should be all round Wiltshire, not just Salisbury. So I think I could, yeah. And I
Yeah,
think,
that's what
that's what I
yeah.
mean. So I think I support Councillor Salah when I said
I-
it needs to be mentioned. And I think Wiltshire needs to get a clear message saying that everything else, you combine whole Wiltshire. But when it comes to the parking element, Salisbury is the only one is different and higher. And it can't be.
I was just going to say that the deadline is the 5th of May for the consultation. That's when it closes.
So we haven't got another planning committee. Councillor Brown?
I just, as a sort of question of process really, is this, I mean, there's nothing I disagree with in here, but I've suddenly seen this and it's signed by, submitted by Salisbury City Council.
It hasn't been submitted yet. We are deciding whether to. Mark Reed. I was asked to, he's just drawn it up. I think, I didn't see, yeah, I saw this on the agenda and I had to ring into the office to say, what are we using as the basis for this discussion? I had to do that this morning because I hadn't seen any paperwork to guide me as to how this agenda item was going to be managed. So I'd already written out, all the stuff I've sent in on my own behalf, and I've copied out what the bid said, and I copied out what the chamber said, and I thought I was going to have to come and sort of start from scratch with that. But now we've got this.
I mean, if I was just to continue, it's laudable that this is Mark's Reed's view of what the council thinks. We're fine, so let's do the first draft, but we can't now, as Councillor Charlton just said, we can't be expecting the next.
Well, no, okay, but I get what you're saying, but I think that what we do have to bear in mind is that the deadline is before the next meeting. And also that what we don't really want to have is 24 people's one sentence amendments to this piece of paper, all to judge for us, between them all, because it will be unmanageable. So I can see why this is good to have as a starting point. And I think what I personally would like is just to note down from here now for the moment, what everybody thinks we're missing from this suggested response, and then we can work out how to work it in.
Chairman.
Do you understand, everybody? I think it's all we can do.
I agree, Chairman, and I think it's very important. This is a very fine moment that we need to act together. So I think Councillor Charlton is also right. This has just come up again just now. That's why I said it's something that's in front of us. So I think you as a chairman, you can say, look, the deadline is there. This is the letter, and all the councillors should see and make minor amendments. If they're all happy with it, then I think this is what we should submit in everybody's agreement. I think that will speak volume.
Councillor Charlton, can I ask you, as one of the administration, how this would be impacted by the discussion which some of us are supposed to be having with somebody from Wiltshire? There is supposed to be a meeting, isn't there, with one of the Wiltshire cabinet about this?
There is supposed to be. I know the invite has been sent. I know it has been nudged again. I don't know any more than that myself right now. I will check this.
And I can't remember what the date of that meeting is. Can you, I'll look on my phone. Remind yourself. But, I mean, in a way, it does seem strange to send this off. Okay, it's this Thursday, is it? Okay. Yeah, I've got that. And is that a council-wide invitation? It's not, is it? I think it's just leaders. I think. I'm not sure.
Whoever's got the email, so I got the email, so to say yes.
I've got it because I'm supposed to be the leader of the independent.
Yeah, yes. Leaders and oppositions, yeah.
So, are we going to wait? We wait till we talk to him. He's going to go away and consult after that, and then, time's going to be ticking away, isn't it?
I think
I think we use that meeting on Thursday to leave them in no doubt as to what we feel. And I think we probably do need to have this prepared in writing beforehand.
And
Go on, Claire.
sorry, Portland, Chairman.
Who was first, guys? Andrew. Go on.
Chairman, all I was saying is, I only saw it beforehand. Obviously, I was here a few more minutes earlier, but it really doesn't take long to read. And I think people can react to it pretty quickly as to what they don't like or
Now?
what they, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think,
Can I
you know,
give you all 5 minutes to just think about that? Take 5 minutes. Think about what this hasn't got in it that you think it must have, or vice versa, and then we'll go round the table.
Chairman, that's
Okay.
a good idea, but I think this needs to be circulated among all the other councillors as well. Okay, fair enough. Okay, happy with that. As long as they don't have any objection afterwards.
But we cannot wait for 24 people to bother to answer an email. It won't happen.
And bear in mind, and obviously as councillors, you can give your own submission into this. So you don't, this is just what we're talking is the own councils, but every councillor can obviously give their own submission.
And I presume that it coming to this committee must have been cleared with the leader of the council. Must have been. Yeah. So there we are. Let's get on with it. 5 minutes. So this is the same. I've already got, this is my copy of that. So I've just got too many bits of paper in front of me. Drowning in paperwork. No, you don't know. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. Okay. The sooner you get that
Yeah.
little list of policies, I know it's another job, mate, but the sooner you do it, the better. Right, folks, have we had time to have a little think? It's not very long, I know, but have we all had time to have a little think? Right, so first of all, I think from the discussion that we've had, I think that one point that we wish to include is that we want the charges harmonised with the rest of the county, perhaps over a period of a couple of years, so that the increases are not too draconian in the rest of the county, that they all just rise up in horror and throw it out. So just say we want them harmonised. All in favour? Right, so we want something in there that says, so SCC wants to see parking charges harmonised across the county. Full stop.
I've just put SCC would want to see the harmonisation of parking charges with the rest of the county.
So in that case, we don't really need to say that it's about the principle of overcharging us in comparison with the rest of the county, do we? I think that's covered in what Mark said. Okay. And then people can't, you'll say people can't afford the prices already. I do think we need to put in here somewhere that this is a low-wage economy, or pretty low-wage economy, you know. This assumption that everybody in Salisbury's got buckets to spend is nonsense. We've got areas of record high deprivation within our boundaries, and you know, those people shouldn't be put off from coming into the city. I don't know. I think we should say something about it that seems to me to reflect that the current charging regime seems, and the proposed one seems to reflect a misunderstanding of the social makeup of Salisbury. Okay. The current and proposed parking regimes appear to reflect a misunderstanding of the social makeup of Salisbury.
Show economic.
Because you are right, Chairman, because a lot of the people, let's say even top end of Castle Road, for instance, but they'd rather go to Ames Street because the parking is much cheaper instead of coming to town centre and doing the shopping. Yeah. And then we've got top end of St. Peter's and things like that. So you're absolutely right.
Well, I think also the fact, you know, we mention it, that we've now moved to become a visitor economy as opposed to being, you know, having lots of insurance companies based here. But I think also the mention of people parking to avoid parking charges, which applies to Victoria, you know, the parks, car parks, but there's quite a few roads, you know, favourite roads across the city, like Wavell Road in our ward.
Already has high levels of nuisance parking.
Yeah.
Just to avoid charges.
By people trying to avoid the charges. Right, and not just in residential, I mean, they cover. City already suffers from high levels of nuisance parking by people trying to avoid the charges. In part, yeah, yeah. Right, next. Anyone else? Anything else we want to add? So fairer distribution of the burden. Yes, what I do think is interesting, somebody put on Facebook, and I made a note of it, they said, where is the money going? And the answer is they say they're using it to reinvest into transport-related services, including rural buses. So Yeah, no, you're not allowed to do that. And in plain English, this person's put, Salisbury motorists, shoppers, traders, etc. will pay the highest rates in Wiltshire every day of the week, including Sundays and bank holidays, and the surplus will fund buses that run in parts of the country of the county where the car parks are free. I thought that was quite an interesting comment.
But I think this also.
Do we want to take in on board anything of what the bid or the chamber have said? I haven't brought it all with me.
They should do their own representation, Chairman, I think. They should do their own. But I think this letter also represents us to the public as well, that as a councillor ourselves, we have a duty to follow, and we've done our best to show that
One thing that I did like that the chamber asked was what behavioural and economic modelling has been undertaken, specifically in relation to Sundays and early evenings in Salisbury. What's the modelling that allows them that they've done that allows them to justify these increases? No, I think we need to say we would like to see the modelling that suggests that this will not have a dreadful impact on Salisbury. What's full of words? Yeah. Including modelling that, is there any modelling that justifies the assumption that this will work? No, leave it out.
Chairman,
right.
I think that's
Leave
a
it
grey.
out, right.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a grey area. They'll come up with something, and then we're standard. Exactly. Yeah.
All right, we can put that.
Yeah, we object.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
We don't want to give them any leeway.
Okay. I think we're probably just about there then, aren't we? Anybody got anything else they want to put in? Do you think, because it's your last chance? Andrew. Mm-hmm. Oh, we'll do that as in any other business. Okay, hang on, we'll do that as AOB. Just let's wind this one up first so the officers know what they're doing. So are we all happy with this now? I think we have to be grateful to Mark for having put the work in before he left to get our brains in order. Okay, everybody happy with this? Right, so that will be the view of the council in terms of be our official response to the consultation. But there will be this meeting on Thursday at which the cabinet member will be left in no doubt that there, people have all sorts of variations on those views, but basically we're all saying the same thing. And I think that's good, isn't it? Are we all good with that? Okay. And I think, I don't suppose it's possible, but can we get that out to the journal this week? Can we get that paper to the journal?
Yeah.
If we send it to them tomorrow, it should be in time for them to get it in the paper this week.
A bit of reservation. I'm pretty sure we're considering the consultation. We're not considering how if we're advertising our letter. I would. We're considering our consultation, which would be a reply to Wiltshire Council, referring it to a public letter. I would have to really want to talk to ASA or the leader of the council.
But this is a public meeting.
Yeah, it's true. That's actually true. So I take it back. That is actually true. Yeah.
Anybody could be watching it now.
I take it back, but yes.
I'll do it. Right.
Can I just have it recorded? My thanks to Councillor Bevan for letting us all know that the way the consultation has been, the way you fill in the form, has been greatly simplified. And if we can get that out to as many residents as possible, because I know people were struggling with it, as they were historically with Wiltshire Council things. Yes, well, that's gone. That's gone. That's gone. And I had a go at it again today already. I'd have done it already, but I tried to help several people last Thursday, including Councillor Wells. They couldn't do it. So, you know, it's a lot simpler now. So if we can get that out to as many people as possible.
That's a good idea. Thank you, Chairman.
Yeah, so let everybody know you don't have to get a citizen ID now. You can just fill in the form online. And the link's on every Facebook group in Chelsea, I think. Yeah. Right, okay. Any other business?
So I received an email from one of my residents. There were several points on it, but the one I'd like to just discuss and get your thoughts on here is related to coach drop-off. I know we've had, obviously, with the new park, effectively a new drop-off point, and then the buses park on the other side of the river. There was a feeling that that drop-off point for a lot of immobile or not very mobile visitors can be a bit too far away. And this lady was quite adamant that what we should really be doing is using sort of the parking that's opposite Tesco's, which does get used. I think one is a sort of a drop-off zone anyway. And then I think it goes into taxis or disabled for, drop off and indeed pick up for, immobile people. And I just wanted to sound out whether people thought that was a bad idea, good idea, something we should propose to consider further. But it's this, recognition that to get from the coach park into the city centre and to the cathedral area is quite a long way for, what are often not very mobile people.
Drop-off point at Exeter Street as well. White Hart Trent, so I'm not sure. Yes.
Can you still use, is that going to remain there?
It's still there.
It's being used all the
Coach is
time.
there, as far as I know, Chairman.
The coach was there last week. It was
If there's another additional dropping point, like, no problem.
But I think if the parking facility, the drop-off facility, just past Mr. Wordsworth there, it's still going to be,
It's closer to the town than that.
It's still gonna be-
It's opposite Charter.
it's more a question, it's more a question then of making sure that the coach drivers, that they can do that, isn't it? And I think it's the bin that normally reaches out to the coach train, isn't it? Certainly when my daughter-in-law worked for them, it used to liaise with them.
I don't know if National Express or something like that.
Can I ask a question? The proposed extra place, when you say outside Tesco, you on Castle Street?
Yeah.
I mean, I would be very worried about how congested it is, people nearly get run over all the time because they don't cross the lights trying to cross.
And you've got buses
I
pulling
think
in
it's
there.
really dangerous.
And the taxis are often dropping off people who are less able, just there, to go into Tesco. Yeah, I don't know. So what would you like, what action would you like us to take?
Well, maybe you just ruminate on it for a month and then, give you thought about it.
And do you think it would be useful for an officer to talk to the bid and find out, because they must get a lot of feedback on that stuff, mustn't they?
Sorry, just at this point, anyway, obviously you can email us. We could look, obviously there is no decision on this. This is information only. They can't be a, yeah, we can put it forward.
And then you can feed back to us in due course.
Okay, so I've got my Kes head on now, because you'll never forgive me if I don't mention it. We had a conversation when we were talking to the ones from the River Park about, how long would it take for the coach park to open, and they'd said that they wanted to get on with it because the coach drivers themselves are not happy parking in Exeter Street. So at some point, if we were going to look for somewhere, we would have to look for somewhere else. At the moment, it's only, they're only still allowed to park there until it's fully operational. Because they only moved down there when they couldn't use it.
Is that for parking or for drop-off? Is it still going to remain as a drop-off point?
It will go back to all being in Coach Park, like it's always been.
But it's been a drop-off point for donkey's years. Yeah. So maybe that's what we need to look into then. Can it be maintained as a drop-off point? Yeah, because it has been for years and years and years.
That sounds good to me. Right, anyone else? Any more for any more? Thank you very much. Meeting closed. Yes, of course.